Commander Elara Chen stood on the bridge of the Retribution, her gaze fixed on the crimson planet that hung in the viewscreen before her. 70 years ago, the Vexari Empire had obliterated Earth's first interstellar colony on Proxima Centauri b, killing 30,000 innocent settlers in a demonstration of power. The Vexari had expected humanity to cower, to retreat back to their solar system and remain there, forgotten and irrelevant. They had gravely miscalculated. "Status report," Chen commanded, her voice carrying the weight of generations who had prepared for this moment. "All ships in position, Commander. The Vexari have detected our presence, but appear confused by our formation," Lieutenant Kapoor replied from his tactical station. "They're hailing us." Chen's lips curved into a humorless smile. "Let them wait." The bridge fell silent. Everyone present knew what this day meant, not just for them, but for the entire human species. For decades, humanity had hidden its true capabilities, allowing the galaxy to believe they were licking their wounds, when in reality they had been evolving, adapting, and building. "The Ascendancy Council is requesting an update," Communications Officer Torres announced, breaking the silence. "Tell them we proceed as planned," Chen responded, "and inform the fleet Operation Reckoning commences in 5 minutes." The Vexari homeworld, Zexvaria, glowed malevolently before them. The Empire had conquered 17 species across 3 galactic arms, their military might unquestioned in this sector. Until today, Commander, Science Officer Nakamura called out, "I'm detecting unusual energy signatures from their orbital platforms. They may be preparing something unexpected." Chen nodded. They always had a flair for the dramatic. "It won't save them." The humans aboard the bridge exchanged knowing glances. The Vexari and other galactic powers had always underestimated their species, dismissing them as primitive, emotional, and predictable. What they failed to understand was that these very traits, humanity's adaptability, their capacity for both compassion and calculated vengeance, their willingness to sacrifice immediate gain for long-term victory, were what made them the most dangerous species in the galaxy. 1 minute to engagement, Kapoor announced. Chen activated the fleet-wide communication channel. "Attention all vessels of the human ascendancy. For 70 years, we have carried the memory of Proxima Centauri. For 70 years, we have prepared while the Vexari believed us broken. Today, we show the galaxy that humanity does not forget, and we do not forgive those who slaughter our innocent. Today, we settle the score." Across 500 warships, crews stood ready. These weren't just military personnel, they were descendants of the Proxima survivors, children and grandchildren who had grown up with the burning need for justice branded into their souls. "The Vexari are launching their defense fleet," Kapoor reported. "As expected," Chen replied calmly. "Execute Phase 1. Throughout the fleet, quantum entanglement drives activated simultaneously. The technology, developed in secret and unknown to any other species, allowed the human ships to partially phase out of normal spacetime, making them virtually invulnerable to conventional weapons. The Vexari capital ships fired first, unleashing a barrage of plasma torpedoes that passed harmlessly through the partially phased human vessels. "Their weapons are ineffective," Kapoor confirmed, a note of satisfaction in his voice. Chen nodded. "Execute Phase 2. The human fleet split into 3 groups with practiced precision. While the Vexari commanders frantically ordered their ships to regroup, the Retribution and its escort vessels descended toward the planet's atmosphere. "They're broadcasting on all frequencies," Torres reported. They're offering immediate surrender." A tense silence fell over the bridge. Chen's expression remained impassive as she considered the sudden capitulation. 70 years, she finally said. 70 years they've had to acknowledge what they did. 70 years to make amends. Instead, They expanded their empire, subjugated more worlds, and celebrated the anniversary of Proxima's destruction as a holiday. She shook her head. Transmit our terms. The terms were not what the Vexari expected. There would be no planetary bombardment, no genocide to mirror their own crimes. Instead, humanity demanded the immediate liberation of all conquered worlds, reparations to the families of Proxima's dead, and the transformation of the Vexari government from imperial to democratic. The galaxy shuddered that day, not because humans had destroyed an empire, but because they had shown the restraint to transform one instead. The message was clear: cross humanity, and they will come to settle the score. But when they do, they bring not just retribution, but the terrifying possibility of redemption on human terms. As the Vexari leadership signed the formal surrender aboard the Retribution, Chen looked out at the red planet below and whispered, "For Proxima."